Hi YouTube, it's Anneke Van Buren of Tampa, Florida. Well, as promised, one of you requested that I make a planter's punch, and that's what I'm doing today. Now there's a lot of ingredients in this, and so I have a cheat sheet because I can't memorize them all. But we're going to start with Jamaican rum first, and that's what's recommended, 1.5 ounces. So I've got my shaker here. I've got my ice all ready. I'm trying to remember everything today. Let's see what I forget. All right, here we go. We want 1.5 ounces. Okay. You could use a different rum, but you really want a darker rum for this drink. Then we have 1 ounce each of orange juice. And pineapple juice. So 1 ounce of orange, 1 ounce of pineapple. I just want to give it a little shake because things could settle in the bottom. And next is 2/3 ounce of either lemon or lime juice, and I'm going to use lime. Then we want 1/3 of an ounce of grenadine. I'm going to see if I can even see where there it is on this measuring cup. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it here from my ounce shot glass. 1/3 is always unusual. There, I'm going to do that. And then 1/3 of an ounce of simple syrup. And 3 to 4 dashes of bitters. These sound similar to the Mai Tai, but we didn't have the orgeat syrup and a couple other things, so it's going to have an entirely different taste. So we're going to give this a good shake. I usually count about 20 for these. When I do a martini for myself, it's 50. I like it nice and cold. I like all those ice crystals in there. And some people say, no, I don't want to shake it that much. I don't want to stir it that much. I don't want it any more diluted. Well, I can use it a little diluted. Okay, my cocktail glass is in the freezer actually. To save some time because today I'm kind of pressed for time. So this is going to be a shorter video, I'm sorry to say, because I have to be out of here in about 10 minutes. This one particular shaker leaks. And I haven't seen any planter's punch glasses in a long time. I used to have one when I lived in upstate New York, and this is years and years ago, and maybe some of you that watch me from upstate New York can remember this. I lived in the Capital District, which is Albany, Schenectady, and Troy. And at that time, there was a wonderful restaurant and club called the Jamaica Inn. And it had this fabulous, it was 2 stories, it had all stone, and it had this beautiful staircase, and when you went upstairs and you went to the back, there was a nightclub. Not only was it a nightclub, it was a disco. Now this is how long ago it was. It's when they had 2 girls in cages, and you had to wait in a line to get in because there was only so much room. So yeah, that was a long time ago, and that was mini skirts, and mine was to here. And that was in public, and that was okay. Would I do that now? No, maybe a little longer. Anyway, what I'm going to add to this, which I did before, I speared some pineapple, fresh pineapple, with a maraschino cherry. Don't need to shake this. I'm just going to have a tiny, tiny sip because I have to be out of here. Delish. It's not overly sweet because lime juice balances it out. So we have had a very, very hot week here in Florida. The day before yesterday, I went out to run errands, and when I got in the car and out on the road, it was 101. I didn't even look at the heat index. And for the first time, I had on a lightweight blouse, actually the one that I wore last week, that kind of linety, gauzy one that had all the tropical colors on it, and my back was wet with sweat. And I don't normally perspire, even when I go to the gym, unless I would be doing something really, really heavy duty aerobically, which I can't do anymore with the asthma. I was drenched. It was just a miserable day. And then yesterday, finally, clouds came over, and last night it rained and rained and rained and rained. And I was saying, thank you. My poor plants need it. They have just been struggling. I have been going out in the mornings and watering. Right out here in the front, in the wintertime, is in the shade. So when I started to put potted plants out here, they were shady plants. Well, now the sun is out in the front in the morning, a little respite toward the middle of the day, and it comes around and it hits it from this side. So my orchids are scorched, my ferns are scorched, and some days I have to go out and water things twice. That's Florida, and that's the change in the axis of the earth. So that's it for me. To my friend who asked for a Planter's Punch, here it is. I'm going to save it for later because I don't want to drink and drive, and one little sip isn't going to get me in trouble in 20 minutes. So hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying your form of summer. I hope it's not as hot as this. And we're only in June. And we've got to go June, July, August, September, October, November. 6 months of this. So this evening I'm going to the club, I'm going to karaoke, and I'm going to get in the pool. That's the answer. Okay, folks, put a smile on your face. Be thankful for what you do have instead of complaining about what you don't have. You'll be surprised at how your day changes when you start your focus in that way. Namaste, my friends. I'll see you next week. Well, my little clicker doesn't work, so I'm going to turn you off right here. Bye.